Okay, we're going to continue to learn how to solve equations that have variables on both sides. I want you looking at your notes from the video the other day. We wrote down on the right side of those notes, we wrote down the steps for solving an equation that has a variable on both sides. And the first step we wrote was to find the equal sign, right? So we're going to write that up here. That was the very first thing we said we needed to do, was to find the equal sign. So I want you to look at your notes, and I want you to copy the other 4 steps right here. What were the other 4 things we said to do after we find the equal sign? Copy it, then turn the video back on. Okay, are these the steps you wrote? After we find the equal sign, we said the next thing we need to do is the distributive property. We need to distribute on the left side of the equal sign. We need to see if we need to distribute on the right side of the equal sign. After that, we combine like terms, and we can only do this one side at a time. So we combine any like terms on the left side of the equal sign. We combine any like terms on the right side of the equal sign. After that, we move the smallest variable. This helps us avoid some negatives, makes things a little easier for us. And after that, we have a nice little 2-step equation that we know how to solve that shouldn't be too difficult, okay? We're going to follow these steps to solve the following problems. Okay, let's talk through this one together. First thing we have to do is find the equal sign. So find that equal sign and draw a line through it. This lets you know the left side of your equation and the right side of your equation, okay? Then we look to see if we can distribute. Can we distribute anything on the left side? No. Can we distribute anything on the right side? Yes, we can. So I'm going to copy this left side. I'm not distributing anything, but I need to copy it. I'll copy my equal sign through my line there, and then I'm going to distribute. Negative 4 times 5x is negative 20x. Negative 4 times a negative 2, pay attention to your signs, negative times a negative, that's going to be a positive 8. So I did my distributive property. Now I look on the left. Anything I can combine here? These are not like terms. Can't do it. I look on the right. Can I combine anything here? Not like terms. I'm done. Then I need to move the smallest variable. Well, look at your variables. I have a 2x and a negative 20x. The negative 20 is smaller. What's the inverse to negative 20x? I'm going to add 20x to both sides. Okay, so I get 30. 2x plus 20x is 22x. Negative 20x plus 20x is 0. I don't have to write it. And I bring down the 8. Now I look and I go, wow, this is a 2-step equation. I know what to do. Find the side of the variable. I'm going to save the 22x to the very end. I have to get rid of this positive 30. So I'm going to subtract 30 from both sides. And I get 22x equals 8 minus 30. Use your calculator to help you if you need to. You get negative 22. Now 22 times x, my inverse operation is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 22. And I get x equals negative 22 divided by positive 22 is negative 1. All right, let's try the next one. First thing you want to do, find that equal sign, draw your line. Now, look at the left side. Do I have anything to distribute on the left? I do. So I'm going to do negative 3 times x. That's negative 3x. Then negative 3 times negative 4. That's going to be plus 12, right? Now, look at the right side. Do I have anything to distribute here? No. So I'm just going to copy all that. Wasn't anything to distribute. I'm going to bring it all down. Now I need to look for like terms. Look at the left side. Remember, we're only looking at one side at a time. Negative 3x and 12 are not like terms, so I cannot do anything there. But on the right side, look, I've got a 9x minus 4x, and they're on the same side of the equal sign. The equal sign's not between them. So I'm going to do 9x minus 4x, that gives me 5x plus 68, and then I need to copy the rest. Copy the equal sign, copy the negative 3x plus 12. Now I look for the smallest variable. I've got a negative 3x and a positive 5x. The equal sign's in between, so they're on different sides of the equal sign. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. I bring down the 12 because minus 3x plus 3x is 0. 5x plus 3x is 8x plus 68. Okay, now it's a two-step equation. I'm going to subtract 68 from both sides. And I get 8x equals 12 minus 68 is negative 56, right? Use your calculator to check me. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 8, and x equals negative 7. Okay, look at the next problem. It is very similar to the one we just did. So I want you to take a few minutes. I want you to pause the video. I want you to try this one on your own, then turn the video back on and check your work. All right, so I got k equals negative 4. Is that what you got? Let's check it. I found my equal sign. I looked on the left side, there was no distributive property. I looked on the right side, there was. So 3 times k was 3k. 3 times negative 2 was negative 6. I just copied the left. Then I had like terms on the left. I combined them. 2k plus 3k was 5k. I didn't have any like terms on the right, so I just copied. At this point, 5k and 3k smaller. So I'm going to subtract 3k from both sides. And I ended up with the two-step equation 2k plus 2 equals negative 6. I subtracted 2 from both sides. I got 2k was negative 8. I divided both sides by 2, and I got k was negative 4. If you need to fix any of your work, fix it. And if you have any questions, let me know. All right, last one. I want you to try this one on your own too, but I want to remind you of something. When you look at the left side, there's distributive property here. And when you look at the right side, there's these parentheses with this minus sign out front. This is also distributive property. I think we've talked about this before. Remember, there's a negative 1 there. So you're going to distribute a negative 1 to these parentheses. So pause the video, see what you can do with this one on your own, and then when you turn it back on, we'll talk through it. All right. I got y equals 0. Let's see how we did. I found my equal sign, right? So I put my line through it. I had distributive property on the right. 6 times y is 6y. 6 times 5 is 30. I had distributive property on the left side. I had to bring down the 10. Negative 1 times y is negative 1y. Negative 1 times negative 20 is positive 20. Then I looked for combining like terms. On the left, I had nothing to combine. I copied it. On the right, I had 10 plus 20. Remember, two normal numbers are like terms, so 10 plus 20 is 30. I brought down the minus 1y. Then I had everything simplified on the left, everything simplified on the right. Between 6y and minus 1y, negative 1y is smaller, so I added 1y to both sides, and I got 7y plus 30 equals 30. So I'm going to subtract 30 from both sides. Now this one's a little weird, but we've seen something like it before. Bring down the 7y. 30 minus 30, that's 0, equals 30 minus 30. I have to write this 0 over here because nothing else is over here. So I had to write that 0. So 7 times y equals 0. I divided both sides by 7, and I got y was 0. So fix your work if you need to. If you have any questions, ask them. And you are ready for some practice.